minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Valentine's Day. You know what I fell in love with once, Robin? I fell in love with Charlotte, North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
You think I was going to say a name, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
A
Charlotte
lady's
who?
name.
It's Valentine's Day.
Dr. Kimmery Martin is on the phone, and she is an emergency medicine doctor, a lifelong literary nerd. I didn't say that. It says it on my paper here. She works extensively with the Library Foundation in Charlotte, North Carolina, and her book takes place in Charlotte, North Carolina. It is called The Queen of Hearts. How appropriate for Valentine's Day. Good morning, Dr. Martin. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
How is it that a doctor became an author? Which was first? Were you writing before you started studying medicine?
No, I had not written anything prior to writing this book, and I'm, as you say, a big book nerd, so I've always loved reading other people's books, and I thought I would try it.
Do you know what I think makes us, because I'm in the same group you are, I think what makes us nerds is the fact that we just use these as escapes, whether it's a book or a movie or music. It's just a way to get away, and if it's an escape we enjoy, then we'll keep going back to that escape, and that's what you know what is pretty amazing. I wanted to tell you this. I don't even know if you know it. Your book just came out yesterday, right?
That's right.
Am I right? And it's number 6 already in the medical genre of fiction, medical fiction. Isn't that amazing? You're number 6. Millions of books
That
on
is
Amazon,
amazing.
and you're number 6.
Absolutely.
That's pretty impressive. Is this
I did not know that.
I didn't.
You made my day. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Are you? Is this your first book?
Oh, yeah. Yes, it was my first anything. I had written book reviews before, but I'd never tried to write a novel prior to this one.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Number 6 in the medical category, number 19 in the friendship category of women's fiction, and number 127 in the domestic life category of women's fiction. So you're just getting, trust me, we talk to authors all the time, and I look at these numbers every single time, and they're usually like 100,000, you know. They're a brand new book, so it's understandable that they're way at the bottom, but, you're way at the top.
Well, that is a shocker. I'm really happy to hear that. I do have a big Instagram friendship with other book people.
Okay.
So maybe that's part of it.
Well, listen to you. How smart that is. Okay, so tell me what is the story about?
It is about 2 women physicians. One is a trauma surgeon, and one is a cardiologist, hence the Queen of Hearts. And they've been lifelong friends, very close. They love each other, but one of them is hiding a huge secret from the other one.
And what is wonderful about your book is that you keep going back and forth from the past to the present.
Yes, that's right. So about half the book takes place during their medical school days, when they first became really close friends, and the other half is in their present-day lives as wives and mothers and practicing physicians.
And are you allowed to tell us what the secret is, or does that ruin the book? You said, what if it has a secret?
That totally ruins the book.
That ruins the book. Okay, yeah.
Gosh.
You can't know that. You cannot know that. Read the book.
You are a humorist, though, so you do keep the reader intrigued. You're not just dull and dark throughout the book.
Yeah, you know what? Life is funny. Having kids is really funny. And sometimes working in the ER or in the hospital is funny. So there's definitely times where everything doesn't have to be grim and serious.
So you have to have a sense of humor, I guess, and I guess that helps you get through some of the hard to handle situations.
Yeah, because part of life is definitely not funny, and in medicine you're exposed to thousands and thousands of people at the worst times in their lives.
Yeah,
and I always loved that about being a doctor.
And when you
to help people through. Bad.
And when you work with the Literary Foundation, you really have your pulse on what the up-and-coming generation likes to read and likes to express.
Yes, that's right. I have a lot of author friends who write young adult, and that is such a huge genre right now.
So do the characters have a future? Will there be a sequel?
There's not a sequel, but I'm doing a spin-off novel about one of the minor characters in the book.
Oh, okay. And is that something you are hoping for, or I mean, it sounds like a lot of authors are hoping that they have a following enough that the characters themselves have a fan base.
Yeah, yes, I definitely hope to have it published. And as far as characters having a fan base, I can tell you which character in my book everyone loves.
Is it
And it's not who you might think.
Oh, really? So it's not one of the two main names?
It's not. It's a 3-year-old named Delaney, who's the daughter of one of the characters, and she pretty much has her own fan club online right now.
Oh, really? Now, did that surprise you that happened?
She was my favorite character. I had a 3-year-old when I was writing her, but 3 is
okay.
like the best age. You know, they are so filterless and funny and curious.
I agree. So did you? How did she get a fan base when the book just came out yesterday? Did this come from a blog?
Well, there's a ton of people who've read it already because the publisher sends out advanced copies to all the book bloggers and bookstagrammers and that kind of people.
When you develop the character of Nick, does he have more kind qualities upon your development of him, or did he stay the same when you first thought about his character?
A little background about him. He's kind of the bad guy in the book. He's that guy that you're not supposed to fall in love with, but you kind of do, even though you know it is wrong.
Well, I know. We know these guys.
Yeah. Everybody knows this guy. We all have this guy in our past. And but he's nuanced. You know, he's an excellent doctor. He's a fantastic surgeon. He cares about his parents and his patients, and he's kind in a lot of ways, but he at heart is a real jerk.
See,
and that's kind of how people are in real life.
Yeah, that's the kind of guy that a lot of ladies like. You know what? There's a song. I haven't seen the movie, the 50 Shades Grey. What's the one?
50 Shades of Grey, and now they got two
But I have
more.
the soundtrack. Okay, it was playing on my phone. And there's a song, and the girl sings. She says, "All good boys go to heaven, but bad boys bring heaven to you." And
Yeah.
I said, see what I mean? This is
Mixed messages.
Yeah.
This is the fun. Yeah. So did you tap into that? I mean, that understanding of human psychology must have played a role in your decision to create a character similar to that.
I wouldn't describe myself as any kind of psychological genius because I make a lot of personal mistakes. But maybe my mistakes help me be a better writer.
Yeah, but I think you have to be an observer of human behavior at least in order to be able to create any characters, and for people who are readers to believe that they are real, and that's always the sign of a great writer.
Oh yeah, I think all writers kind of go into work mode and are describing things mentally to themselves in their heads so that everything becomes fodder for writing. And now no one will want to be friends with me that I've said that.
And with you being a physician, especially in the ER portion, you really are able to translate some of your life's experiences into your novel.
Yes, definitely. I mean, you're told, especially as a debut author, to write what you know. And I love reading books that are set in some detailed profession or industry where you really get a fly-on-the-wall glimpse of what it's like to be that person.
Well, thank you for being on the air with us. And we have a copy of the book, The Queen of Hearts. If we have a listener who would like this, it's a novel. You're going to love it. I would, I'm going to compare it to something. I hope it's okay. Nancy Meyers, the movie director? This seems like it would be a story she might, make into a movie. I don't know if that's something you would like or not, but it seems like her type of a movie, doesn't it, Robin?
Yeah, it does. It does. She's absolutely fabulous, and this book is such a super great read.
Do you know who she is? Do you know who we're referring to?
I've heard of her.
What was the movie she made?
Oh, it was with Jack Nicholson and Diane Keaton.
Oh, yeah.
And I can't remember the name of the movie.
That one, yeah.
But it was really, really good.
Was it at the beach?
It was at the beach, yeah. Yeah, they were staying at the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Right, drama and humor.
Yes, and I do love your cover, by the way. I mean, you've got the human face with all the different perspectives in there. I think that's absolutely wonderful.
Oh, it's a beautiful cover.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a-
great.
It's
Isn't that-
really artistic. Yeah.
I thought
love
that was
that.
a heart. You thought that was a face? I thought
Yeah, because it's got like the insides of the brain, and then it's got the creative portion.
Oh, okay. Kimberly, thank you so much for being on the air with us today. Kimmery, if I said your name wrong, I apologize. Let's see, your website. What is your website before we say goodbye?
It is KimmeryMartin.com, KIMMERY.
Okay, and I do have the cover of the book, and we'll put the
Interview.
website address and the interview. The interview will be on YouTube and Facebook, and the address that you just gave us will be on the podcast as well. Thank you, Dr. Kimmery Martin. What an accomplished lady you are. Thank you for being on our show.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. We'll be right back.
Stock cars with nearly 800 horsepower come by the start-finish line in front of a sellout crowd to begin the Great American Race.
It's happening again. WOCA is giving away 2 tickets to the 2018 Daytona 500. Call now for your chance to win.
Here is your 30-second news brief. A bill allowing payday lenders to make bigger loans and charge higher fees takes another step forward in the Florida legislature. A Denellen man has been arrested for staging a home invasion to cover up the murder of his girlfriend. The Florida House Commerce Committee voted yesterday to lift restrictions on the sale of fireworks, and Florida lawmakers are divided on whether or not they approve the Trump